Are you struggling with mood swings, weight gain, or irregular periods? Your hormones might be out of balance, but the ketogenic diet could be your secret weapon. Stay tuned and let's learn how to balance hormones naturally with diet and learn some tips that we can use at home to balance our hormones. Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Tidman. Thank you for stopping in. This is another one of my presentations on some tips that you can use at home for certain conditions. You'll see on my YouTube channel that I post reviews of research articles, and then occasionally I'll just talk freely about a topic, and this is one of those times. Are you tired of battling symptoms of PMS? Maybe you have polycystic ovarian syndrome. You're chronically fatigued. You have a lot of weight gain and mood swings. Let's see if we can find some ways to balance your hormones naturally. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Like the video and comment below or ask questions. I check on the comments every day. So we're going to briefly define what is menopause. What are some of the causes of the symptoms that you see in menopause? What are your symptoms and how can you connect your symptoms to some of the hormonal changes that you see? What are some home treatments and methods you can use? And of course, my final tips and takeaways will sound very familiar. An estimated 1.3 million women enter menopause each year. That's not a small number. That's just in the US. Depression, poor sleep, and emotional distress with mood swings and hot flashes and sleep disruption. They're all common during the menopause era. Women in perimenopause also have a significantly higher risk of suffering symptoms of depression and anxiety when compared to premenopausal women. This is not a coincidence. This thing that is happening to you is not only happening to you. I want you to know that you're not alone. Some of the causes of the symptoms that you see in perimenopause and during the active menopause and postmenopause seasons. Of course, you hear me relate a lot of metabolic health conditions to chronic inflammation. And I'm not saying that menopause is some sort of odd condition that we shouldn't go through. It is. It's a naturally occurring condition. But some of the symptoms can be heightened, or what we say in medicine, exacerbated, due to chronic inflammation. Blood sugar imbalances, depletion of your adrenal glands, which can be reflected in that significant fatigue that you feel, and long-standing disrupted hormone patterns. That's basically the ones I like to highlight are estradiol, which is one of the estrogens. There are more than one. Progesterone, and yes, women, testosterone. You do have testosterone in your body. Low estradiol and progesterone readings can also influence your insulin regulation. Remember what insulin is. It's that hormone that helps you use your blood sugar, but it also kind of monitors blood sugar levels. And when they get too high, it starts shoving the blood sugar into your cells and telling your body to store fat. High insulin levels also are linked to high levels of inflammation And this high level of inflammation can affect your brain. So, any of you have some brain fog associated with your symptoms? And dysfunction in your gut. And of course, I have many videos that discuss the role and function of your gut microbiome. So check those out. During this period, women often suffer poor nutrition because they have cravings. It's almost like we crave all the wrong foods. And wrong foods, I mean foods that aren't beneficial to your body. This also causes increased oxidative stress, dysfunctional mitochondrial health, and you remember those mitochondria in our cells have many functions, but one of them is creating the energy for the cell. And we have disruptions in our cellular communication. I see this more with some of the brain fog, the lack of concentration, your attention span is shorter, but also, what about that lack of motivation to do anything? Any of you have that? The symptoms that you experience are related to these swings in blood sugar. So maybe you're craving more sugary foods, more junk foods, and then that causes elevations in your glucose, which causes elevations in your insulin, and then your glucose comes crashing down, and you have these incredible crashes that are seen in your high level of fatigue. It's also not uncommon, y'all, to have a lot of weight gain during this period. You have a disrupted, unpredictable, or very low mood. In other words, your mood is low, and then your mood can swing, and then it can swing back kind of without notice. So your family members are going to recognize, wow, your mom's up, mom's down. It really is a difficult time. Not to mention the hot flashes. Now, people who don't have them think, okay, you get a little warm, so what? No, these hot flashes can be significant, where you all of a sudden are just pouring sweat. You know, you could be sitting at your desk doing your work, and all of a sudden you are just enormously hot. It's like you want to stick your head in a freezer. And the night sweats, yeah, they wake you up. You're just drenching your sheets in your bed just with sweat at night. It's not a small experience. It's very significant. Some women experience the headaches and even increases in migraines during this time. This is all hormone related, but also related to the blood sugar swings, the inflammation. There's a lot of relationship of what's happening to you. And then, of course, I talked briefly about your lack of concentration. You're at work, you have a project to finish, and you just can't concentrate long enough to get it done. Or motivation. You're sitting at home, you have mounds of laundry or dishes to do, the house needs cleaning, and you just don't feel like starting any of it. This also carries through with your motivation to exercise. Who wants to exercise? We're exhausted. We're not motivated. We're depressed. We're gaining weight. Who's motivated to exercise? Sounds like I've been there, huh? I have. So you can tell this is a topic that I have experience with, as many of my topics do on my channel. So, pretty grim picture, huh? You know, there are so many things you can try. So many natural approaches. This is not medication approaches, although some of you may need some medications to get you through this time. You've heard me talk about intermittent fasting. This creates the endogenous ketones. Remember, endogenous, from within the body, are ketones that your body makes. Ketones are a cleaner, more efficient energy source than glucose. Remember, I talked about the big glucose swings? Well, if your body is learning to run on ketones and not glucose, you won't have that associated peaks and crashes of your blood sugar. Ketones create more brain derived neurotrophic factors. These are elements in your brain that really support memory, concentration, attention span, thought processes, logical thought, and it also enhances neuronal plasticity. That is the ability of the neurons to adapt. Wow, we all need more adaptable neurons, don't we? And an increase in concentration, motivation. This also will affect those symptoms of depression. There are many research studies that have shown ketones can help with symptoms of depression. Ketones also reduce oxidative stress and neuroinflammation. As a researcher in neurodegenerative disease, I've seen this in my studies several times where it seems like the inflammation comes down in the brain, and then the processing and the memory and the cognition and the response speed and the processing speed all improve. And of course, Lorenz in 2025 showed that ketones support mitochondrial biogenesis. Bio means life, Genesis means creation of. So we want to create more mitochondria, don't we? Especially when it comes to our brain cells. Another way to create endogenous ketones, you've heard these before. The first way was intermittent fasting, taking those meals down to 1 or maybe 2 meals a day. The second way is, of course, a low-carb ketogenic diet. This diet alone can enhance ketone production. It can support your weight loss, reduce your blood pressure, improve your metabolic and inflammatory markers. We want to reduce that inflammation, don't we? You can really elevate your ketones quite substantially just with the diet by itself. Because this diet includes healthy amounts of fats, and these are natural fats, animal fats like beef tallow, butter, and lard, and then naturally occurring plant fats like olive oil, coconut oil, MCT oil, avocado oil. Many research studies have shown that the ketogenic diet alone can enhance mental clarity and help you regulate your moods. Okay, it's addressing quite a few of these symptoms of menopause, isn't it? And when I say menopause, I'm also saying that you can have these symptoms long before you hit menopause. Maybe you have polycystic ovarian syndrome or significant levels of PMS, premenstrual syndrome. Okay, so when I'm talking about these symptoms and ways to treat them, those of you younger women out there who aren't even close to entering menopause could find that your PMS symptoms are better, your PCOS symptoms are better, your periods are more regulated, and guess what? Your fertility will be enhanced as well. Check out my video on PCOS and infertility on my channel for more information on that. Another way you can enhance your ketone production is exogenous ketones. Exo means outside of the body. Genus or genesis means creation. So this is the creation of ketones given an external supplement that you take. These supplements deliver ketones directly to the bloodstream through the liver. So it's a faster elevation in your ketones. Exogenous ketones can support brain energy metabolism, and along with the endogenous ketones that you create, they help reduce oxidative stress, they help stabilize your mood, enhance your cognition, enhance your energy, your concentration. So if you really want to boost those ketones, try an exogenous ketone supplement. One of the natural ones that I like to recommend is organic MCT oil. Select the MCT oil that has C8 and C12 as ingredients. These are particular types of medium chain triglycerides that the body can utilize more quickly. So, what are my final tips and takeaways? You know these by heart. Let's all sing together. Reduce your daily carbohydrate and sugar intake, your processed foods. Get them out of your kitchen. These will help reduce that insulin resistance and that inflammation, help you control your blood sugar. Adopt a low-carb, healthy fat, ketogenic diet. In one of my videos on the ketogenic diet, in my Keto 101 series, part 1, I talk about what we've been living with in terms of our USDA food pyramid guidelines and how that has created a firestorm of insulin resistance in our population. I believe it's part 2 of that series where I review the carbohydrate continuum. You can be eating a Mediterranean diet and really get into ketosis and do just fine. But some of us with severe symptoms have to go towards the ketogenic end of that continuum. So check out my Keto 101 series on my channel. Obtain a blood glucose and ketone meter. You're not going to know what your ketones are doing unless you test them. This will really help you understand how the foods you're eating affect your blood sugar and blood ketones. An invaluable resource. I recommend and I use personally the Keto Mojo meter. Increase your daily intake of healthy fats. That's what's going to raise your ketones endogenously. And if you want to really boost them, add that daily MCT oil. You can go up to 5 tablespoons per day and really work on getting your ketones up. The power of ketones, I've talked about them a lot. There's a video on my channel that talks about ketones and how you can use them. And there's a video on keto therapeutics and what this means. Take out those sugary drinks. Take out fruit juice and grains. Your body doesn't need them. In fact, your body might have an aversion to them, an intolerance of them. And you won't know till you take them out and see how your symptoms are. Begin a daily exercise regimen that includes aerobics and resistance training some high impact training if you also have some bone density problems. Did you know that muscle development helps you to regulate your blood sugar? Your muscles will absorb that excess glucose. It's a wonderful way to really activate your insulin reducing functions and reduce your blood glucose as well. And try an intermittent fasting regimen. This can be 2 meals a day, no snacks. 1 meal a day, no snacks. Or you can try some prolonged fasting up to 3 days. During the 3 days, I recommend you drink a lot of water and herbal tea and maybe even try some bone broth to get you through. These are some of the references that I used for this presentation. Thank you for stopping by. I know we're all struggling with symptoms, us women, that we have either premenopause, you've got some PMS, some PCOS symptoms, infertility, irregular periods, mood swings. I could go on. And then once you hit menopause, they come back with a vengeance, don't they? I hope today gave you some practical tips. It went over the symptoms to tell you, yes, these symptoms are real. And many of us experience them. So try implementing some of these strategies. Leave a comment below if some of these things were helpful to you. Check out my other videos. I give you a lot of background on PCOS and how to help those symptoms. That video also has a lot on infertility and a lot about the function of ketones and how important they are for metabolic health, cognitive health, and mental health. So I'm there with you. I understand, and I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you on my next videos. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave me a comment. I'll see you all again in the next video.